Look around you. What do you see? Maybe you see a tree outside your window, its branches reaching for the sky. Perhaps a bird perches on a branch, its feathers ruffled by the wind. These things, the tree and the bird, exist by nature. They were not created by human hands. Nature is full of wonders. Animals of all shapes and sizes roam the earth, from tiny insects to giant whales. Plants sprout from the ground, their leaves unfurling in the sunlight. Even the elements themselves, the earth, fire, air and water, are part of nature's grand design. These natural things share something special, an inner impulse to move and change. A seed doesn't need instructions to sprout into a tree. A bird doesn't need a manual to build its nest. These actions are driven by an internal force, a principle of life that animates all natural things. Nature is a constant dance of creation and destruction, growth and decay. It is a force that has existed for billions of years, shaping our planet and everything on it. Understanding nature, its rhythms and its rules, is key to understanding our place in the universe. Now let's consider something different: the bed you sleep in, or the coat you wear on a cold day. These things, unlike the tree and the bird, do not exist naturally. They are created by human beings. We call these creations artificial because they are products of human art or skill. They are made from materials found in nature, but they have been transformed and reshaped to serve a specific purpose. A bed, for instance, might be made from wood, but it is no longer a tree. It has been cut and shaped, its natural form altered to suit our needs. Unlike natural things, artificial objects do not possess an inner drive to move or change. A bed will not spontaneously rearrange itself, nor will a coat decide to change its color. They remain as they are, static and unchanging unless acted upon by an external force. This distinction between the natural and the artificial is crucial. It highlights the fundamental difference between things that exist independently of us and things that are brought into being by human ingenuity. What truly separates the natural from the artificial is this: natural things have an inherent principle of motion and rest. They are driven by internal forces to grow, change, and interact with their environment. A sunflower, for instance, will naturally turn its face towards the sun, seeking its life-giving rays. A cheetah will instinctively chase its prey, driven by the need to hunt for survival. This principle of motion and rest is not simply about physical movement. It's about a fundamental tendency towards self-preservation and growth that is woven into the very fabric of natural things. A tree, for instance, will extend its roots deeper into the ground to find water, its branches reaching higher to absorb sunlight. It is debatable that these are conscious decisions, but rather automatic responses to internal cues and external stimuli. Artificial objects, on the other hand, lack this internal drive. A chair will not spontaneously decide to move closer to the fireplace for warmth, nor will a book open itself to a more interesting page. These objects are inert, their state determined by external forces rather than internal impulses. This fundamental difference highlights the unique and remarkable nature of living things. They are not simply collections of matter, but dynamic systems driven by an internal spark that propels them towards growth, change, and interaction with the world around them. Section 4. Antiphon's Bed, A Tale of Two Natures. To better understand this distinction, let's consider an ancient thought experiment known as Antiphon's bed. Imagine a bed crafted from wood. Now imagine that same wood before it was shaped and assembled, still part of a living tree. The bed, as a human-made artifact, is static and unchanging. It remains a bed defined by its shape and function, unless acted upon by an external force. The wood, however, even after being separated from the living tree, still possesses a remnant of its natural impulse. It might warp or crack over time, responding to changes in temperature and humidity. If left unattended, it might even begin to rot, its organic matter breaking down and returning to the earth. This simple example illustrates a profound point. The nature of a thing is not merely determined by its material composition, but also by its internal principle of motion and rest. The bed, though made of wood, is defined by its artificial form imposed upon it by human design. The wood, even in its altered state, still retains a trace of its natural essence, its inherent tendency towards change and decay. Antiphon's bed provides a framework for understanding the difference between nature and art. It reminds us that while humans are capable of shaping and manipulating the material world, we cannot erase the fundamental nature of the things themselves. Section 5. Nature's blueprint, matter or form. This leads us to a fundamental question. What exactly constitutes the nature of a thing? Is it simply the raw materials from which it is made, or is it something more? Some philosophers, like Aristotle, believe that the nature of an object lies in its form, its shape and organization. Just as a statue is defined by its sculpted form, not simply the marble from which it is carved, so too are natural things defined by their inherent structure and function. Others argue that nature resides in the primary matter itself. This perspective suggests that the nature of a tree, for instance, is not simply its outward form, but the very essence of the wood itself, its inherent properties and tendencies. This debate has raged for centuries with compelling arguments on both sides. Is nature a blueprint, a set of instructions that dictate how things should be? Or is it a fundamental force residing within the very substance of the universe? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between. Section 6. Deciphering nature's code, the essence of change. The key to understanding nature perhaps lies in recognizing its dynamic and ever-changing essence. Nature is not static or fixed, but rather a constant process of transformation and growth. It's the seed sprouting into a seedling, the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, the mountains themselves eroding over eons. This inherent dynamism, this capacity for change driven by internal impulses, is what sets natural things apart. It's the force that drives evolution, shaping life on Earth over billions of years. It's the principle that governs the seasons, the tides, the very cycles of life and death. To truly grasp the real deal about nature, we must move beyond simply cataloguing its components or defining its boundaries. We must embrace its fluidity, its capacity for surprise, its unwavering drive towards growth and transformation. Section 7. Nature's grand design. Nature, in all its complexity and wonder, remains one of the most profound mysteries we seek to unravel. It is a source of endless fascination, a testament to the power and beauty of the universe. Whether we view it as a blueprint, a force, or a dynamic process, one thing remains clear. Nature is the driving force behind the world as we know it. A force that shapes everything from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. And hey, speaking of nature, let's not forget our furry friends. A big shout out to our sponsors, Dogs for Food, for making this exploration of nature possible. And don't miss their upcoming cat eating contests event, a true testament to the circle of life.